everybody, Syndicates here to bring you another Star Wars video. This one talking about the newest game that's going to be coming out soon. I think in August, I believe. I'm going to go over a little breakdown video they had put out as well through Ubisoft. But, yeah. Fuck it. Nah.
Anyways, as I was saying, the first thing I wanted to get into, oh my god, yeah, let's just jump into it. Fuck it. Oh my god. Another DEI community manager virtue signals, this time Ubisoft. No, I just can't fucking get that out of my head. Anyways, community manager for Ubisoft, Star Wars Outlaws, of course, everything in the bio. She, her, this and that. She has stated that if you're a white dude complaining that diversity being raised is an issue, then people are going to keep raising the lack of diversity until we see change. That shit's got to keep, going on. And I think I'm not the first person to like have a photo of all the diversity we've recently gotten, but I would say they've met their quota. You know what I mean? At this point, it's just straw manning an argument. Anyways, continuing. Love that if you say you're trying to be more body positive, white men assume that you're saying you're fat and tell you to go to the gym. Bitch, I'm a size 12. Being body positive has nothing to do with my weight, or has nothing to do with it. Okay. And then she puts, please don't tell me gender isn't an issue when the games industry, when you are a white male. Diversity in general is an issue in the industry. I guess as a white male who is always represented, it's easier to not know or see the misrepresentation in studios. And then Ninja is boasting about his white privilege by doing this. He has the potential to influence millions of kids and choose to be a sack of beans. Okay. Use your platform to be for good. If you have the opportunity, don't do a Ninja. Ninja says parents should parent their kids, citing that it's not his job to teach kids about racism and white privilege, which, that's absolutely correct. This fucking person is delusional. Here's another thing. Currently, I am working as a community manager on Star Wars Outlaws. They already worked on Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, unless that's not out yet. I'll have to double check that. And the other stuff here entitles following content creation across Photoshop and all the medias, Discord engagement and moderation, build and develop relationships with players through new and old programs, reporting on community sentiment and feedback, highlighting weak signals picked up in the community to address to production, research industry related topics and competitors, reacting, engaging, and replying to the community via sprinkle process, Reddit and Discord, not X, like how the fuck she was doing. Providing training when and if needed within the team, writing and editing articles for publication, and previous brands I have worked with, Just Dance, Riders Republic, and Skull and Bones. What a huge resume. No, not really. But the other thing, she's already deleted her account, or at least, yeah, like it doesn't exist anymore. So she got ratioed to hell. And thank you, Grums, again, man of the people for gaming right now, has been working nonstop to just give people the information and call this stuff out, let people know what's going on. Taking screenshots where needed, because guess what? As you just saw, the fucking thing is now wiped. So, can imagine, if there wasn't someone looking into this, reporting it, taking the receipts, then who knows how much more they'd get away with, right? Yeah, honestly though, the main thing here that is the issue is saying that there isn't some kind of this diversity in general is an issue in the industry. I guess as a white male who is always represented, it's easier to not know and see the misrepresentation in studios. And to that, easily rebutted is gaming doesn't have to be, it's not even mostly just white men in it. There's aliens, there's fantasy characters, you're a fucking vehicle sometimes you're just a goat, sometimes you're a fucking pile of meat, you name it, right? And yet we're gonna get this nitty gritty about all that fucking shit, saying I don't feel represented even though I'm playing as a fucking cup. Does it make sense? What, am I relating to it because fucking, I don't know, he dies, I can die? That's basically it. I don't know. These people really need to get their minds checked. Go see a psychiatrist. And then a therapist. Hopefully. But not one that's been infected by all that political bullshit. Last and least, hopping over to the trailer over here. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because the dude does talk kind of fucking slow. And yeah, we kind of need to be pushing it. So this isn't a review, so if you've already seen the fucking trailer, good. This is more so for that. But let's just take a look at how the implementation of DEI has taken this game. Maybe you'll notice a few things and also the lack of gameplay, but yeah. Carry on.
About what you saw in the new story trailer, including details about new characters and criminal syndicates.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy.
Sliro is one of the galaxy's elite, living in Canto Bight and leading his own burgeoning and highly lethal criminal syndicate, Zarek Besh. Sliro organized this gathering of syndicates as a demonstration of that power, and to show that his organization, Zarek Besh, should not be crossed.
It's a golden age for the underworld.
In the golden age of crime syndicates, the syndicates in Star Wars Outlaws are spread across the Outer Rim, and their impact can...
Alright, immediately, most of the stuff I was looking at here, the only thing that even looks remotely Star Wars is the fucking stormtroopers. The stuff that they're adding in that was approved, that is supposed to kind of be between Return of the Jedi and the sequel. I guess it's ambiguous at the same, like, you know what I mean? Like, the issue with continuity, right? This isn't, you could say this is like an Elseworld thing. Prior to all that, like with what the fuck was his name? Starkiller, right? He was technically canon for a little bit, but then after the Disney stuff, he got taken away, got retconned. You could say this can be that same thing where they'd be like, yeah, you know, it's taking place in the universe, but it really doesn't actually matter on the story, or it does. Maybe they'll just pick and choose characters they want to bring in. But as you can clearly see, some of this shit just, it doesn't look like Game of Thrones added into Star Wars for the first part, and then also the weird fucking mess that the Syndicate has. But
can be felt everywhere. We have previously shared that the Pike Syndicate, the Hutt Cartel, and the Ashiga Clan, which is a new syndicate created in close collaboration between Massive Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games, are in the game. Today, we got to reveal that the elegant and sophisticated, yet highly dangerous syndicate, Crimson Dawn, will also be a key player in the underworld of Star Wars Outlaws.
K-Fest.
Across the Outer Rim, Kay will build her reputation and form tense and ever-changing alliances with each of these syndicates, which will offer varying gameplay and narrative opportunities depending on your actions. Whether providing you access to some of the most lucrative jobs in the galaxy, or hunting you down if you've double-crossed them.
What do you want?
Zarek Besh. You crossed their boss Sliro, and now he wants you gone.
Jalen is...
alright, we'll cut there real quick. So, as they've got there, we have our male assistant that, again, he's a bounty hunter, so who knows, he may just double cross the chick, right? Not like we didn't see that play out in Rebel Moon, which I know wasn't Star Wars, but was gonna be a Star Wars movie at some point. But then, you know, got twisted, and then he just did his own thing. Zack Snyder. But moving on from that, we got this here. You got the main protagonist being the chick. She's by no means, she's not a Jedi, right? So she has no extra physical strength. Okay, all she has is a blaster. Fair enough. So best I can see her being is very acrobatic. Speed can probably be her best skill attribute, right? But some of the stuff you're gonna see I don't necessarily think makes sense. And stunning and brave for the assassin that will be hunting her. Not like we didn't see that with Reva or what was that other fight? There was like so many films that just recently did that, but Reva is the one that reminds me of the recent villain that turned kind of good. Whatever. Let's continue.
Somewhat of a mentor for Kay. He's a fellow scoundrel that has a lot of experience in the underworld, and he sees potential in her.
Rob his fortune, buy your freedom.
Jalen offers Kay her one shot at ultimate freedom to pull off one of the greatest heists the galaxy has ever seen. As a member of the galaxy's elite, Sliro's mansion is heavily fortified by multiple levels of security and his own personal syndicate, Zarek Besh. After a failed job, Sliro doesn't take kindly to Kay, placing a bounty on her head and sending one of the galaxy's best bounty hunters, Vale, to hunt her down.
This job, it's a death wish.
The legendary Hutt cartel represent one of the criminal syndicates that Kay will encounter during her journey across the Outer Rim. Kay and Nyx will come face to face with their leader Jabba in his iconic throne room.
Alright, the reason I'm pausing it there is just I love the way they have to over-explain. Yeah, this is Jabba the Hutt's palace. Very, very iconic, right? So then, yeah, that does remind me. This does take place then between, what is it? The fucking 5 and 6. A lot of this doesn't make fucking sense. Shit. Because then Han Solo isn't in play at all in any of it. Like, I don't know. I'm just telling you, this is convoluted already as far as the story goes. But go ahead, Star Wars. You do you. And we'll see how many people buy the game after all this.
On Tatooine, but the Hutt presence will be felt across other locations and planets too, where you will meet some new faces of the Hutt cartel. So you'll need to be careful, as your reputation will follow you.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation.
These syndicates have real power in the underworld in each of the locations Kay and Nyx will visit on their journey. Their impact and influence will be felt wherever you go, from the vendors you interact with, the jobs you take on, the support you receive, and even the access you have to certain territories.
This job is my one shot at freedom.
Attempting to rob Sliro's mansion alone would be impossible. Even if Kay and Nyx got in, they wouldn't be getting out. In order to pull off the job, Kay and Nyx will need to travel across the Outer Rim to find skilled outlaws, and convince them to join her in pulling off the greatest heist the galaxy has.
Alright, so next part in here. What they were talking about there. Now, what sounds like what you could have done, and what other games have done before them. Think of, Mass Effect. Think of even Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and stuff like that, where at a point, you actually can fight the boss with, as soon as they're like, oh, alright, there he's available, go. You can either bolster your team, your strength, your weapons, whatever the fuck, and then get into it and fight the boss. Or, you can just, oh, it's open? Alright, cool. Let's see if we can cheese it. Possibly win, right? And be a badass. This is that element. Now, we'll see in the future how good this can be, right? But the stuff that kind of obviously has me worried is just the marketing manager, right? And these people ahead of that have a lot to say before the game comes out, and then they'll try and use that to fuel their arguments later and say they're getting death threats or whatever and all this stuff. It's like, look, we don't condone that. Nobody condones death threats. But you gotta admit, the way that they manipulate the story beforehand is very convenient.
It's ever seen. There's a lot of fun and exciting characters that you'll meet on your journey, some of whom you see here.
I hire you because you were one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
Raised in the underworld, Vale has had a toe in every syndicate and has learned from each of them. Because of her experience, Vale is a formidable adversary for Kay. She can fight, pilot, hunt, smuggle, anything she needs to do in order to pull off a job and claim her bounty.
Again, she's a Mary Sue. She can do it all. Again, not that we haven't had bounty hunters do that, but she doesn't have a jetpack. How can she do it all? I'm just fucking with you. But no, seriously, like, just saying it like that, and I'm just like, she's not that built either. Like, at least if they had like a Helga, right? A really big woman that I can see, like, all right, she's got the strength, she's got the power, the height, all that shit, the intimidation factor. You got a bald bitch. Sorry, that's not very intimidating. Okay.
S is mixed up in something bigger.
Kay grew up alone, fighting for scraps in the workers' district of Canto Bight, relying on her skills as a thief and Nyx to pull off small cons to get by. Kay has always felt that the galaxy is rigged against people like her, and has always dreamt of a life beyond Canto, where she does not answer to anyone. This job is her opportunity to make her dream a reality, and to finally be truly free.
Tell you one thing, that's a lot of desert. We were on Canto Bight. No, but her thing is she wants to be free. She's been oppressed and she just wants to free herself from these shackles. It's like, all right, look, let me know if I'm going crazy, but the signs are there early on, and now we will wait to see gameplay, because they didn't actually show gameplay. That was all basically like cinematics and stuff, so let's see how good it is. Let's see how much it holds up. Other than that, it's Shinigami signing out. Y'all have a good night, good evening, good morning, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.